Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the night of the 19th day of spring. So, today was the Sheep Festival, and I thought rather than record it and go through the whole rigmarole, I would go on my own and just let everybody know what the result of that was. And I'm glad that I was able to go. I nearly disqualified myself because I forgot that your sheep has to have its coat. You can't have your sheep be sheared. And I was just kind of shearing them willy nilly. And thankfully, it just so happened that one of my sheep with 10 hearts, in fact, had its wool on it. So few dodged a bullet, managed to compete in that and get first place with Squall. It's their first entry and first victory, so that's very, very nice. And I'm glad that I was able to go because I got myself an orange wonderful, which is amazing. That's a great start to the year because that's actually the first festival in the calendar so far where we're able to earn wonderfuls at all. So that's perfect. A couple of days from now, we have the Horse Festival, and then to finish things off, we have the Crop Festival at the end of the season. So in the last video, I was talking about growing some cabbage for our Crop Festival. Now I think I can go over to Chen's. There's a festival, so he should be here in his shop. And as we can see from the seed menu, I do in fact have cabbages unlocked. So I was able to buy some of these and plant them on the farm. And I did plant these relatively early on in the season. I know it's been a while since I've actually done a video, but it was pretty early from what I recall. And I am not entirely sure that they are going to be ready for the festival. It's going to be a very, very close call. I've got them growing over here, and then I've planted a batch up here. This batch, I'm almost 100% certain, is just a lost cause at this point. I don't think this is going to come in time for the season, even before it ends. I think this is just going to die when summer comes along. And the main issue that I'm having with growing these is just that the weather has not been playing very nice with me. It hasn't been bad. I haven't had any storms, and it's actually been rather sunny, but the problem is that it's been cloudy and it hasn't been sunny or a really, really nice hot day like it is today where I have 3 points of sun. Now, cabbage takes quite a bit of time to grow, and it requires lots and lots of sun. And when I'm getting 1 sun point a day, it is just making it so these things are growing painfully, painfully slow. So that is something that I am going to have to keep my eye on. Now I'm just going to hop into bed to make it the next day. I've done everything that I need to do anyways, just to get ourselves a bit of sunlight. You can also see that I decided to grow things in a little bit of a different formation this season. Rather than do the squares that I normally do, I did a straight line of crops. And I didn't really think it through at the time because it works perfectly fine for something like a turnip, which I have here, which you just pick and you have to replant them. But then for the cucumbers here, for example, how am I supposed to get to that middle row? Oh, yeah, so I did not really think that through when I planted them, but I thought, I'm just gonna do something new. And I figured if there was less spaces in between, I wouldn't have to deal with weeds and branches and stones and such as much. So I'll probably just go back to the old method because it makes the most sense. But my field is pretty full. As you can see, I've got wheat here. This is all wheat. I have to wait for summer to be able to start growing some of the other grain type of crops if I want to actually plant them out in the field. So if I want to plant more soybeans or buckwheat, I have to wait for summer. And then I don't know why, I guess I'm just in almost like an autopilot thing. I wasn't sure if I was gonna really go that extra mile and actually take the time and the effort to like grow things and kind of play normally, but I have kind of done that in the springtime. I've grown every single crop. I've grown potatoes, turnips, strawberries. As you can see, I've got lots of cucumbers going on, and hopefully I will get some cabbage to enter into the crop festival, but we shall see what happens. Either way, not the end of the world. And my greenhouse is now empty because I went and I managed to cut down all of the soybeans that I had growing in here. I got exactly what I wanted from it, and I decided I'm just going to take a break from the greenhouse for now and focus on finishing out the season. So I didn't wait to cut that stuff down. I just cut it down off screen, but what I did was, rather than use it and do different things with it and whatnot, I put it here in my cabinet so that we could have a good idea of just how much I was able to get from filling up my greenhouse. So you can see I have 3 full stacks of 99 pieces of soybean, and then I have another stack that is almost completely full as well. So stacking on those orange wonderfuls really is a good thing to do. It really pays off, really helps. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ship 100 soybeans in order to unlock pineapples, I believe, which we will need for our summer crop festival. And because my greenhouse is set to summer right now, I may even be able to get a bit of a head start on growing those, because if I'm not mistaken, they're another one that also takes a very long time to grow, and it might be better to grow it in a controlled environment. And then I have options for what else I want to do with these, and I haven't quite decided yet, but I figured I might as well just keep these here so people have a visual of the numbers. That's almost 400 pieces that I managed to get. Something else that I learned that I didn't actually know until I went to cut all of those soybeans down is that you can only stack 4 orange wonderfuls on a tool at a time. Which, I mean, I guess I haven't run into that before. I'm pretty sure I've stacked 3 oranges onto my clippers and my milker. I've just never gone and stacked a 4th one on there, but I went through all the effort of taking all the oranges that I had off of my tools and putting on the Indigo Wonderful onto my sickle to make sure that it was going to be able to hold all these wonderfuls. And I was just going to put as many as I could on there, and I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, 8, however many was going to fit. And then as soon as I stacked 4 of them on there, Charlie basically said, well, putting more orange on isn't going to help you because that's it, that's all we're going to give you. So basically the game caps you out on a 4 times multiplier, which is still good. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. I was hoping maybe to go to at least 5, but I mean, this game roadblocks you as much as humanly possible to make life interesting and spicy, so I guess I should have seen that coming, really. So other than that, I don't have much else to update on at the moment. As I've said, I wasn't sure when I started this year if I was gonna play through normally or if I was just gonna skip days and just go through things quickly, but I have been actually making the effort to play just normally, and I've been doing the normal routine that I usually do. I've been going over to Animal Island and I've been making sure the animals are all looked after and using makers and planting crops, and I've got all of my rice planted up in the rice paddies, so I may have to start picking up the pace a little bit though, because I do know that it means videos are going out a lot slower than they normally are, and I was already working at sort of a snail's pace. But we are almost through spring. We have 2 festivals coming up, so I can touch base on those sort of lightly. And I'll probably just do an end of the month sort of recap as I normally do. I'll be anticipating whether or not our cabbage is going to come in on time. Not feeling terribly optimistic, but we shall see. And then, yeah, that's it. It's a short video. I always look at the timer and think I like to try to make videos a little bit longer, but this is sort of a bit of a condensed year. We are just sort of trying to get through things, so hopefully I have a few other things to talk about in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.